The world holds secrets that have never been unlocked. Some belong to people, places, and historical events that defy human understanding. Today, I'll show you 3 astonishing stories, mysteries that still leave scientists and historians in awe. Please join us to get new events every day and every week. Minnie Woolsey was born around 1880 in Rabun County, Georgia, United States. From her earliest days, Minnie's body told a different story than most. She is believed to have had a rare congenital skeletal disorder known as Seckel syndrome, also called bird-headed dwarfism, a condition that gave her a very short stature, a small head, a narrow bird-like face with a beak-like nose, and large eyes. In addition, Minnie was bald, toothless, and reportedly either blind or severely visually impaired. Little is known about Minnie's early childhood. What the records suggest is heartbreaking. She spent time in an asylum in Georgia before being rescued by a showman who saw in her unusual appearance a chance for performance. She was first billed as Minnie Ha Ha, a name playing ironically on Minnehaha Falls, and dressed in a pseudo-Native American costume, dancing and speaking gibberish to amuse audiences. Though the notion of the sideshow might feel exploitative today, Minnie's story is also about survival and finding a place in a harsh world. In 1932, Minnie made what would become her most famous appearance, the film Freaks, directed by Todd Browning. In the film, she was billed as Koo-Koo the bird girl, wearing a feathery bodysuit, a small plumed cap, and chicken-like feet. One of the most iconic scenes shows her dancing atop a dinner table at a wedding feast of sideshow performers, a moment that ensured her place in cinematic pop culture. Though she had no spoken lines, her presence is unforgettable. Following the film, Minnie continued performing in sideshows. Over time, her act evolved. She was reportedly billed in some venues as the blind girl from Mars. In later years, she performed at places like Coney Island, New York, though with age and changing times her dancing decreased and her act became more static, standing or sitting, responding little, still holding the audience's attention. Minnie's life offers a mirror to changing social attitudes. In the early 20th century, sideshows exploited difference, but they also provided a livelihood for people with disabilities or unusual appearances who were otherwise excluded. An article reflecting on Minnie's career writes, "Once you've seen Minnie's performance, you will never forget it." Kick-ass facts. She was more than an oddity. She was a performer, a person who lived, worked, and made a life in a world that often refused to see people like her. 4:30 to 5:20. What remains uncertain is the final chapter of Minnie's life. Reports vary. Some say she lived into her 80s. Others claim she died after being hit by a car in the 1960s. Sideshow Gelato. +1. Her exact date of death and details remain elusive. But her legacy lives on. Through the film, through the stories of sideshow performers, and through those who look back and ask what it meant to be different in those times. 5:20 to 6 o'clock. Today, when you hear the name Koo-Koo the bird girl, remember Minnie Woolsey not just as a spectacle, but as a human being who took whatever life dealt her and turned it into something remarkable. She dressed in feathers. She danced on tables. She lived a life that refused invisibility. In a world that often says you don't belong, Minnie said, "I am here." And in that statement, she found her place, and ours to remember.